Nikita, is it cold in your little corner of the world? You could roll around the globe and never find a warmer soul to know. Oh, I saw you by the wall with 10 of your 10 soldiers in a row, with eyes that looked like ice on fire, the human heart a captive in the snow. Oh, Nikita, you will never know anything about my home. I'll never know how good it feels to hold you, Nikita. I need you so. Oh, Nikita is the other side of any given line in time, counting 10 soldiers in their row. Oh no, Nikita, you'll never know. Ever dream of me? Do you ever see the letters that I write? When you look up through the wire, Nikita, do you count the stars at night? And if there comes a time guns and gates no longer hold you in, and if you're free to make a choice, just look towards the west and find a friend. Oh, Nikita, you will never know anything about my home. I'll never know how good it feels to hold you, Nikita. I need you so. Oh, Nikita is the other side of any given line in time, counting 10 soldiers in their row. Oh no, Nikita, you'll never know. I'll never know how good it feels to hold you. Nikita, I need you so. Nikita is the other side of any given light in time. Counting tending soldiers in their row. Oh no, Nikita, you'll never know. Counting ten soldiers in their row. Counting ten soldiers in their row. Woo, woo, Nikita, you never know. Hey guys, boy does it feel good to be back here. Hi Ruth, thank you. Well, you know, let me tell you guys what's been up here. Ever since 2020, as I was still sheltering in place at this time of year in 2020, I was being very, very careful because I wanted to make sure that if whatever socializing I did, I wanted it to be with my parents, and I didn't want to bring exposure prior to the vaccines from anybody other than, from anybody else to them. And so I was being very, very cautious. And so I started live streaming, and of course I thought, well, what would this be without doing a New Year's Eve live stream? And I had so much fun with it that year that I was like, hell, I'm doing this every year unless I actually get booked, which, got to be honest, for the most part, I don't really want to, because that's a lot of work, and this is mostly a lot of fun. Good money out there on New Year's Eve, but this is way more fun and a lot less laborious for me. So other than one year where I got the pleasure of doing a reunion show with my friend Glennis Jones back in Nevada, every year since 2020 I've done a New Year's Eve show, except yesterday. And the reason for that is that the day before yesterday, I hit a little bit of a crisis point with a medical issue that cropped up the day before that. It's probably happening up to that point, but the symptoms were so muted I didn't know anything was going on. But it ended up that I have some kind of a pretty significant infection in my kidneys or my bladder or something like that. And they haven't completely isolated which one it is, but they put me on kind of a broad antibiotic for it. But good Lord. The day before yesterday, I had to go to the emergency room so that I could do lab work, and I was there for about 6 hours. And the worst part of the whole thing was not getting poked and prodded and getting a CAT scan and all kinds of other weird things happening. The worst part of that day was the 20 minutes that it took to actually get a room for me. So I checked in and they were like, okay, go have a seat and we'll come and get you when we have a space. And I'm telling you, this had wiped me out so bad. My energy was so low, and I was in such constant discomfort that holding myself upright in a chair, even if it had back support, was painful, and I could hardly do it. And I thought I was going to pass out. So anyway, I just had not recovered enough by yesterday to be able to do my stream. And of course, I was dealing with the onset of it, which felt pretty rotten the day before, which would have been my Sunday stream, which is why I was too sick to do that. But I woke up this morning feeling pretty normal because they've got me juiced up on an antibiotic that I think could probably heal a horse from an infection. And I feel pretty good. Now, I have no idea if I've got the gas to go for 2 hours like I normally do. We're going to kind of play that by ear. And if I start to feel kind of wiped out again, I will be very honest with you and just say, okay, this is where we have to end the show. And we'll play it by ear, and I'll be back again Sunday anyway. But I did want to signal the new year with you guys if I could. So thank you for being here on such short notice, and sorry I had to duck out there for a couple of days. I'm glad to be feeling a little bit more myself again. And it's always a real pleasure to come back to this friendly room full of friendly, familiar faces. So, anyway, what was I going to do next? Okay. So, one of the things that I missed, obviously, was New Year's Eve. The other thing that I was going to do was on Sunday, and that would have been my parents' anniversary, their 54th. So I have some songs that I already need to bring with me here. I have requests that had come in from various folks that I'd worked out and worked on, and that I'm going to include today. I've got a song or two for my folks that I'm going to do. And I think maybe one or two I just want to do for my own enjoyment. And so I will get to the requests that I can in the comments today. If this ends up being a slightly lighter request day in terms of how many I actually fill, I apologize. We'll get back to a more normal format going forward where I mostly just play what y'all want to hear and don't walk in with a whole lot of other stuff of my own to do. But I started with that song by Elton John from 1985, Nikita, because it's an old staple that I've been playing ever since I started doing these streams. Started a lot of shows with it. And when you're feeling a little off kilter, those of you in show business might not know this, but you pick from your bag of easy. You go to the ones you know real well to get you through that opening number. So, all right. Let me just say hi to some folks here. And like I say, I will put your requests in the queue. If we don't get to them today, please don't take it personally. It's just a matter of I came with, maybe 6 or 7 tunes that I already am kind of committed to playing, and I don't even know if I'll be able to go the whole 2 hours. So we'll see how many of these we can get to before the end of the night. Okay, so hey DJ, thanks for being here. I'm on. How we doing? Same Old Lang Syne by Dan Fogelberg. That's a beautiful tune. Thanks for being here, my friend. Hi, Thomas. Let's see here. Angels by Robbie Williams or Bridge Over Troubled Water. Okay, both great choices. Can you do Trouble by Elvis? That one I can't do because I don't know that one. I apologize. I'll have to look into that one, Thomas, but I'll see what I can do about one of the other ones for you. Piano with Nate. Okay. Kind of confusing, or are we advertising for one of my competitors, which is fine. I don't really look at myself as being in competition. Whatever. Thanks for being here, Jose. I'm not sure what that means. Moritz, my man, how we doing? He says, he plays You Won't See Me by the Beatles or Man on the Moon by R.E.M. Interesting. I'll see what I can do, Moritz. If I fail on this run, I will definitely get to one or both of those for you in due time. He says, by the way, I browsed through your older live streams from 2020, and I almost got nostalgic reading some of my conversations from that time. You really lightened up my mood during the dark days of the pandemic. Well, Moritz, let me tell you, you all are the ones that saved me from the pandemic. I mean, I'm really glad that I could do this and provide a couple hours of entertainment for you guys, but you guys literally created some sanity for me. If I'd have not been able to perform in any way for a whole year or a year and a half, good Lord, I can't even imagine. I would have gone nuts. So, thank you, my brother. Bill Hasty, joining us from St. Louis. So good to see you, man. Leo, the show must go on. Yes, indeed. I don't know if that's a request for the Queen song or if you're just saying the man is back because the show must go on. Allison, how we doing? Well, thank you very much, and Happy New Year to you as well, sir. Hey, Matt, thank you for joining us. Always a pleasure to have you with us. And of course, I've already said hi to our lovely friend Ruth Hooker. Well, hi, Steve. Happy New Year. And just wanted to make sure I wasn't misreading that. Hello, Tamil. I appreciate you being here. Thank you. Lord Farquaad. Happy New Year, Steve. Miami or Back in the High Life. Oh, there's two great songs. All right. Jakob Mortensen wants to hear some Paul McCartney, Mull of Kintyre. I'll see what I can do. Joseph B.R. Happy New Year right back at ya. Ted the man. Can you play some Sting, he says. Okay. If I have enough time in the set and enough energy to go all the way through the time, absolutely. And if not, I will catch you on the next one, Ted. Thank you. Rudy, how we doing? And Happy New Year to you as well. Great to see you. Chris says, glad you're feeling better, Steve. I'm recovering from pneumonia myself. Good Lord. On day 3 of antibiotics, not fun during the holidays. No, you take care of yourself, Chris. That is absolutely no fun. Here's to a speedy recovery for us both. Hey, Jules. Thank you for tuning in. Happy New Year to you as well. Manj Singh. It's a man's world. James Brown. I'll see what I can do. Thank you. Domingos Guarino Jr. There we go. Guarino. Sorry. I can read, but just not well. Domingos Guarino. Hey man, the one, Elton John, please. Well, I've got good news for you. That is one I was bringing with me anyway from my parents, so now I get to satisfy you as well. So you will definitely hear that before the end of the stream. Okay, good evening, Steve. This is our friend Leo True Frost. Happy New Year. I want to request Mona Lisa's and the Mad Hatters. We are the champions. Okay, I'll see what I can do, Leo. Appreciate it. Good requests, both. Hey, Border. Thanks for being here. Oh, and Domingos, you're in Sao Paulo. Well, one of my favorite people alive, who was my exchange student older sister when I was a little boy, lives just a little ways away from you in Rio de Janeiro. Her name is Carla Shundo. She's got 2 beautiful daughters of her own now and is quite a successful, ball-busting businesswoman. Very proud of her. Hope to go visit her sometime soon. And Lori B., thank you for being here. Okay, well, let's get back to some music. You've heard my sad story now. So I'm going to take one of your requests, and then I'm going to get on to some of the stuff that I brought with me, and then we'll get back to your requests, and we'll just kind of work our way that way. I'm going to start with this one by Leo True Frost. We're going to do another Elton John song here. This is from an album in 1972 called Honky Chateau. It's kind of fun. This song is written about New York City and what it was like for Elton John and his friend and lyricist Bernie Taupin to see it for the first time when they came to tour America in 1970 off of their breakout hit, which was called Your Song. And Bernie wrote this lyric because he, like me, came from a rural area, and New York was like going to the frickin' moon. It's like you go there, my God, it's so big and everybody is in a hurry, and I mean, it's amazing, and it was scary but exciting and all kinds of stuff. And I've been getting an interesting education about New York lately, about its geography, about its culture. A new friend of mine is from New York and has been kind of telling me all about it. So here's a song about New York. And now I know the Spanish Harlem are not just pretty words to say. I thought I knew, but now I know that rose trees never grow in New York City. Until you've seen this trash can dream come true, standing at the edge while people run you through. I thank the Lord there's people out there like you. Thank the Lord that there's people out there like you. While Mona Lisa's and Mad Hatters, sons of bankers, sons of lawyers, turn around and say, unless they see the sky, but they can't, and that is why they know not if it's dark outside or light. This Broadway's got a lot of songs to sing. If I knew the words, I might join in. Now I know I grow my own seed shall be sown in New York City. Subway's nowhere for a good man to go down. Rich man can ride, and the hobo he can drown. I thank the Lord for the people I have found. Thank the Lord for the people I have found. Mona Lisas and Mad Hatters, sons of bankers, sons of lawyers, turn around and say good morning to the night. For unless they see the sky, but they can't, and that is why they know not if it's dark outside or light. And now I know Spanish Harlem are not just pretty words to say. I thought I knew, but now I know that rose trees never grow in New York City. Subway's nowhere for a good man to go down. Rich man can ride, the hobo he can drown. And I thank the Lord for the people I have found. Oh, thank the Lord, the people I have found. Well, Mona Lisas and Mad Hatters, sons of bankers, sons of lawyers, turn around and say good morning to the night. For unless they see the sky, they can't, and that is why they know not if it's dark outside or light. They know not if it's dark outside or light. Thanks, Leo. It's always a pleasure to get to play that song. Okay. So, one of the songs, we're going to switch gears here a little bit. One of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to show some love to a Billy Joel album a little bit today that I think gets kind of overlooked and kind of underrated. It's called The Bridge. Came out in 1986, and you know, I think it's got I like every song on the thing, and it's definitely got 80s production, but it came out in 1986. It should, and I love that about it because it reminds me of being, like 8 years old in 1986. And so I have very affectionate feelings for this record, The Bridge. And it had I think it had 3 singles that did fairly well on it. And I think that it's apropos that we do that this week because the last thing that I put out on YouTube before my body went into shock for a few days was a cover of A Matter of Trust, which I'm not going to do in this stream because I've got a song coming up where I'm going to sort of blow my wad as far as rough singing for the day, I think. But Matter of Trust was one of the bigger hits on that. I think it was a top tenner. And the one I'm about to do hit the top 10 as well. And we'll do another one that I think is really a good one for this time of year, this whole New Year's thing. That was a top 20. So it was a successful album, but I just think for some reason it's always rated as one of the lower ones in his catalog, and I don't know. I just always have thought it was a pretty good record, and so I wanted to give it a little love. And the reason that I was inspired to do this was because I have sort of a fun bantering back and forth with someone that I affectionately sometimes refer to as Dorothy, who is the one who's been teaching me about New York. And she she does not see herself in this song, and yet another person in her life experience who's a big Billy Joel fan absolutely does see her in this song. And she told me about it, and I started laughing because I immediately saw her in this song, and she was like, "Oh my God, and I don't even like this song." And I said, "Well, I don't care whether you like it. I'm playing it at the next live stream. So, sorry, Dorothy, but here we go, because I think you're a modern woman." You see her sitting with a coffee and a paper with a high top of sneakers of Italian design. With a long, cool stare, she aggravates attention, makes up a face while she makes up her mind. Now you're in trouble, maybe she's an intellectual. What if she figures that you're not very smart? Or maybe she's a quiet type who's into heavy metal. You got to get her settled, cause she's breaking your heart. Don't try to put on an act, you can't do that to the modern woman. And you're an old-fashioned man, she understands the things you're doing. She's a modern woman, yeah. She looks sleek, she seems so professional. She's got a lot of confidence, it's easy to see. You wanna make a move, but you feel so inferior. Under that exterior is someone who's free. She got style, she's got her own money, so she's not another honey you can quickly disarm. She's got the eyes that make you realize you won't be hypnotized by your usual charm. You got the plan of attack that won't attract the modern woman. You're an old-fashioned man, she understands the things you're doing. She's a modern woman. Da 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 da, ba da 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 da, ba da 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 da, ba da 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 da. time goes by and you're sharing an apartment. She says she loves you, but she doesn't know why. The morning she leaves you with your coffee and your paper. It's a strange situation for an old-fashioned guy. But times have changed, things are not the same, baby. You overcame such a bad attitude. Rock and roll just used to be for kicks. Nowadays it's politics. After 1986, what else could be new? You got to learn to relax and face the facts of a modern woman. And you're an old-fashioned man, she understands the things you're doing. She's a modern woman. A modern woman. She got the plan of this, that don't mean zip to the modern woman. She's a modern woman. There you go. I think that was on a movie soundtrack too, and I can't remember what it was called though. Someone will have to look that up. Okay, we'll get back to that album again in a little bit. Let's do some Sting for my friend Ted. Definitely am going to need to find some words for this. Okay. Now, we did this one not too long ago. It's not like I don't repeat a lot of songs from week to week, so we won't make that an issue. And has the added benefit of maybe I remember how to play it now. So, doesn't hurt every once in a while for me to do something that's almost prepared. But this is among my favorite songs by Sting. This is called Fields of Gold. Gonna have to do a take two because the lyric screen just suddenly had a ginormous ad pop up that I have to manually close. Okay. It's good practice run through on the intro there. Here we go. You'll remember me when the west wind moves upon the fields of barley. You'll forget the sun in his jealous sky as we walked in fields of gold. She took a love for me to among the fields of gold. Will you stay with me? Will you be my love among the fields of barley? We'll forget the sun in his jealous sky as we lie in fields of gold. Okay, this is where I forget how it goes. The west wind move. Oh, hang on. No, that one, never mind. This just goes like every other verse. See the west wind move like a lover's soul upon the fields of barley. Feel her body rise when you kiss her mouth upon the fields of gold. Never made promises lightly. This is where I get a little hazy because I don't remember how the melody goes. So I'm just going to kind of make something up, and then we'll get back to the parts of the song that I actually know for real. So if I were writing the bridge to the song, it'd be like, I never made promises lightly, and there have been some that I have broken. But I swear in the days still left, we will walk in fields of gold. We'll walk in fields of gold. Many years have passed since those summer days among the fields of barley. See the children run as the sun goes down among the fields of gold. You'll remember me when the west wind moves upon the fields of barley, and you can tell the sun in his jealous sky when we walked in fields of gold. When we walked in fields of gold. When we walked in fields of gold. All right. Sorry, Ted. I believe that I lied and said, oh, this will be great. I probably know this one since we played it a few weeks ago. Well, I apologize. Sometimes I am a liar. I don't usually mean to be one, but I am one all the same. So, all right. I'm going to do another Billy Joel song from the bridge here. This is a New Year's-y kind of song. I've always loved this one. First time I heard it, I thought it was one of the better, I just thought, for one thing, I have like a real obsession with sort of like yacht rock and 80s power ballads. Just like that awesome, chill, like easy listening flow from the late 70s all the way through the 80s. And then that carried through into certain bands and music into the 90s too. But I really, really love that sound. And of that type of sound, I always thought this was among Billy's best compositions in his entire career. Goes like this. We walked on the beach beside that old hotel. They're tearing it down now, but it's just as well. I haven't shown you everything a man can do, so stay with me, baby. I've got plans for you. And this is the time to remember, 'cause it will not last forever. These are the days to hold on to, 'cause we won't although we'll want to. This is the time that's gonna change. You've given me the best of you, now I need the rest of you. You know that before you came into my life, it was some kind of miracle that I survived. Someday we will both look back and have to laugh. We lived through a lifetime and the aftermath, and this is the time to remember, 'cause it will not last forever. These are the days to hold on to, 'cause we won't although we'll want to. This is the time that's gonna change. I know we gotta move somehow, but I don't wanna lose you now. Sometimes it's so easy to let a day slip on by without even seeing each other at all. But this is the time you'll turn back to, and so will I. And those will be days you can never recall. So we embrace again behind the dunes. This beach is so cold, on winter afternoons. But holding you close is like holding the summer sun. I'm warm from the memory of days to come. And this is the time to remember, 'cause it will not last forever. These are the days to hold on to, 'cause we want all we'll want to. This is the time that's gonna change. You've given me the best of you. Now I need the rest of you. All right. What else did you guys ask for? I'm going to get a twofer in on this one. Well, I'll do that one in a little bit. For Lord Farquaad, we're going to mix it up, go to a different artist here. This is by Steve Winwood. And, of course, it is in that yacht rock, 80s. Awesome, whatever. Very uplifting tune. Really love this one. It's called, as I've heard Steve Winwood on the stage say before, let's start playing. We'd like to play a song now I'm very proud of. It's about me home, where I grew up. It's called Back in the High Life. Used to seem to me that my life went on too fast, and I had to take it slowly just to let the good parts last. 'Cause when you're born to run, it's so hard to just slow down. So don't be surprised to see me back in the bright part of town. I'll be back in the high life again. All the doors I closed one time will open up again, yeah. Be back in the high life again. All the eyes that watched us once will smile and take us in. Well, we'll drink and dance with one and three, have the world so easily. You know we'll be a sight to see. Back in the high life again. Yes. Used to be the best, to make life be life to me. I hope that you're still out there and you're like you used to be. We'll have us till the time, and we'll dance till morning sun. Well, let the good times come in. We won't stop until they're done. And we're back in the high life again. All the doors I closed one time will open up again. I'll be back in the high life again. All the eyes that watched us once smile and take us in. We'll drink and dance with one and three, have the world so easily. Know we'll be a sight to see. Back in the high life again. High life. Back in the high life, baby. Back in the high life again. All the doors I closed one time will open up again. I'll be back in the high life again. All the eyes that watched me once will smile and take me in. Well, we'll drink and dance with one and three, world so easily. You know we'll be a sight to see. Back in the high life again. The high life. High life. All right. Thanks for that one, Lord. That song just makes me happy. Never once since I heard it on the radio for the first time. KOGA, broadcasting out of Ogallala, Nebraska. I don't know what age I was, but I would have heard it because my mom had that sucker blasting every time we went anywhere in the car. And I loved that song, even as a little bitty chitlin. Okay. Now I'm going to do a twofer. This one is for our friend Domingos in Brazil. And it's also for my parents, who, as I said, celebrated their 54th wedding anniversary on not yesterday. Yesterday was New Year's Eve, but on Sunday. And I was kind of busy running 103-degree fevers to do much for them that day. But one special thing that I'll always have with my parents that nobody else will ever really fully understand is, I learned how to do what you guys are watching me do in their basement. Now I'm in my basement doing it for you, but but you're seeing the momentum and the culmination of, like, God, I hate to say it, but 40 years ago is when I took my first piano lesson. I didn't get real serious and make any major progress for 5 years after that. So it's more like 35 years. But they were there. They saw the trail of breadcrumbs that led to what I can do now, and they they did not have the benefit of a setup where I had headphones, in-ear monitors, and a digital piano. No, I was playing playing on an upright, which I'm going to talk more about later in the show when I play another song. But the family piano, and I played on that thing. Once I learned the essentials of what I teach my students now, I got obsessed, and I just started pounding the hell out of that thing every day for hours when I got home from school. It's all I wanted to do when I had a spare moment. It's what I wanted to do. I could not wait to sit down and play something more. See if there was some other song I could use this technique on, and is there something that I could make sound better than the way I played it yesterday? And it wasn't really because I thought I was going to do this. I didn't even know you could do this. When you live in Nebraska, you have to have a pretty good imagination to think that there's a career in music out there for you, because show business is hubbed in places very, very far away. But just because I was so drawn to it, and all of that is just acoustic piano sound just culminating through the house. And sure, my sisters wanted to blow their brains out a lot of times, but my parents gave me a lot of slack and a lot of space to make a lot of noise right up until it was time to shut it down so everybody could go to sleep. And I will always love them for that. And of course, being the class acts that they are, they claim to have loved every minute of it. I'm sure they probably did. And as I got better, there were certain songs that over the years they particularly loved hearing me play, especially in those early years, that they kind of adopted as their pet favorites. And one of them was this 1992 hit single by Elton John from an album called The One, and this is the title track. And it goes like this. Saw you dancing now the ocean, running fast along the sand, spirit born of earth and water, fire flying from your hands. In the instant that you love someone, in the second that the hammer hits, reality runs up your spine, and the pieces finally fit. And all I ever needed was one, like the freedom fields where wild horses run, when stars collide like you and I. No shadows block the sun. You're all I ever needed. Well, baby, you're the one. There are caravans we follow, drunken nights and dark hotels, when chances breathe between the silence, where sex and love no longer jail. Whoa, for each man in his time is Cain, till he walks along the beach and sees his future in the water, a long-lost heart within his reach. And all I ever needed was the one, like freedom fields where wild horses run, when stars collide like you and I. No shadows block the sun. You're all I ever needed. Ooh, baby, you're the one. And all I ever needed was the one, like freedom fields where wild horses run, and stars collide like you and I. No shadows block the sun. Whoa, whoa, you're all I ever needed. Ooh, baby, you're the one. All I ever needed was the one, like freedom fields where wild horses run, when stars collide like you and I. No shadows block the sun. Oh, oh, you're all I ever needed. Ooh, baby, you're the one. that brings back some very good memories. All right. So the next song I'm going to play, I don't do this one very often. For one thing, I don't do a ton of country music in these streams. I'm not like a traditionally positioned country fan, but certain artists and certain songs have really spoken to me over the years. Like I'm eclectic enough with my musical taste that I could make a mixtape of 3 or 4 hours of, or a mix. Those of you who are young enough that you didn't ever have to have a tape or a CD, you're like, what the hell is a mixtape? It's a playlist. I could make a playlist that's 3 or 4 hours long of about any genre you want that would entertain me endlessly. So I could convince someone I'm a country fan, but I'm not like, sit me in front of a country music radio station and I'll be blissful. I need to curate the playlist. But I'll tell you, there was an explosion of incredible artistry that came out of that world, out of Nashville, from about 1990 to about 2005, and then I think they kind of started screwing the pooch pretty bad. But this particular song is one of the things that happened when this artist broke out. His name was Brad Paisley. He's gone on to have a very, very successful career. And I still can't believe that someone so young, he couldn't have been more than like 21 or 22, had the insights to write this song, but it blows me away every time I hear it. The lyrics to this song just like shoot a cannonball through my chest. And the reason I want to play this for you is at one of the grocery stores that I haunt. There's a smaller one that I go to here in town, and there's a very, very nice young man who I promised I would do this for. He works there, and his name's Jake, and he's just a super kid, and I can't remember if Jake's 22 or 23. We've kind of made friends, and he's kind of the head guy who stocks the shelves and stuff there. And anyway, Jake is marrying a lovely girl that he met. They're engaged, and her name is Carla, and she has a really, really, really sweet little 4-year-old daughter whose name is slipping my imagination right now because I don't know their whole family that well. I just have talked to Jake about it a little bit. But the little girl's father was just kind of, once he found out that Carla was pregnant, he just sort of ditched and disappeared, and just never heard from him since. And anyway, so Jake's walking in and stepping up and is excited, very, very excited to take on that role as well as Carla's partner. And and I know, and I've seen him with the little girl at the store when they happen to be there, and he's very, very good with her. I know he's going to be a great dad. And I told him, I said, you remind me of this song that Brad Paisley put out in 1999 or something. Of course, he's so young, he was like, oh, I don't think I've ever heard that. I was like, yeah, okay. So I texted it to him. I texted him a link. Well, it made him and Carla both cry. And I said, I know, it makes me cry every time I hear it. I can hardly, and they go, well, you got to play it for us. And I was like, oh, God. I don't even know. I'm like, I usually get choked up halfway through the first verse. Okay. So I'm going to try this. I was going to do this for them on Sunday. So I'll see how well I get through this, because this song is really difficult for me to sing all the way through, just because it's so well written. But I'm going to give it my all and try to act like a professional here. This is for my friend Jake and his beautiful bride-to-be, Carla, and the little munchkin that I can't remember her name. I apologize for that. I know you'll be a very happy family together, and this is for you guys. When a single mom goes out on a date with somebody new, it always winds up feeling more like a job interview. My mama used to wonder if she'd ever meet someone who wouldn't find out about me and then turn around and run. I met the man I call my dad when I was 5 years old. I took my mom out to a movie, and for once I got to go. A few months later I remember lying there in bed, overheard him pop the question, and I prayed that she'd say yes. And then all of a sudden, oh, it seems so strange to me how we went from something's missing to a family. And looking back, all I can say about all the things he did for me is I hope I'm at least half the dad that he didn't have to be. Met the girl that's now my wife about 3 years ago. We had the perfect marriage, but we wanted something more. Now here I stand, surrounded by our family and friends, crowded around the nursery window as they bring the baby in. And now all of a sudden, oh, it seems so strange to me how we've gone from something's missing to a family. Looking through the glass, I think about the man who's standing next to me. And I hope I'm at least half the dad that he didn't have to be. Looking back, all I can say about all the things he did for me I hope I'm at least half the dad he didn't have to be. And I hope I'm at least half the dad that he didn't have to be. didn't have to be. He didn't have to be. Sorry. That one gets me. That's hard. That starts to choke me up pretty good. Anyway, congratulations, you two. I know you're going to do wonderful together. That little girl is in very, very good hands. All right. Let's see who else is in the comments here. John, Jan, I apologize. My eyes deceived me. Happy New Year, Steve. I'm currently learning Goodbye Yellow Brick Road from you. Mind showing me how it's done? Can I take a rain check on that one? That is a really challenging song to sing, and I'm still a little dehydrated from the infection that I'm recovering from right now. But maybe on Sunday I can do that one for you. I should be, I've been getting better, pretty steadily every day, but I'm afraid if I go up and try to hit those notes right now, my voice is mostly going to do a lot of cracking. So I'm going to respectfully bow out of that one and dodge it today, but only because I'm postponing it to another stream. So I hope that you'll hang in there with me. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you're enjoying the tutorial. Rob Castelli. Hey, Stave. I just told my wife I hated that song by the Monkees. At first, I thought she was skeptical, but then I saw her face. Oh, my God. Talk about a dad joke. That deserves like a clip. And then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer. Not a trace of doubt in my mind. I'm in love. I'm a believer. I couldn't leave her if I tried. All right. Little piece of trivia about that one. Yeah, the Monkees made it famous, but it was written by Neil Diamond. Leo, Modern Woman, thank you. Well, I'm glad you liked it, Leo. I have no idea if the person I played it for liked it or not. Although, I'm not sure if it would be more fun if she didn't like it or if she did like it. I'm not sure. But I am glad that some folks here enjoyed it. Yes, Ruthless People. Thank you for reminding me. That's the soundtrack that Modern Woman came from. Leo, I probably did, but I apologize. I don't remember anything from last week. The last 4 days have been mostly a lot of delirium for me, so my bad. You'll have to remind me. Nothing personal, my friend. Just kind of been through it for a few days. Thank you, Tamol. I appreciate that. I think it fits pretty well, too. Brian Sharby's here. Wants to hear a little Vienna. All righty, Moritz, we understand. You go be a good boy and get your rest. We'll be here. The replay will be there waiting. I'm in Lincoln, Nebraska. Domingos. Right smack in the middle of the United States. Some would even call it flyover country. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Empty garden. I don't know if I'll have time to get to all of these guys, but I do appreciate the requests. I know, isn't that just a crazy tearjerker, but also like uplifting? I mean, just incredible. Like the sentiment behind the song is incredible, but good Lord, to tell that story so succinctly, that's such good songwriting. Makes me want to go, as a songwriter, it makes me want to go into a closet and hide under like a sheet, because I'm like, my God, I'm never going to come up with anything like that. Lordy. Hola, Nadia. Beautiful friend from Argentina. ¿Cómo está? Flavia says, Happy New Year. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I didn't have the greatest New Year's Eve, but I'm having a good New Year's Day. Thanks. I appreciate that very much. Okay. Let's do this one by Brian Sharbowitz. Or not by Brian Sharbowitz, for Brian Sharbowitz.
Slow down, you crazy child. You're so ambitious for a juvenile, but then if you're so smart, tell me, why are you still so afraid? Where's the fire? What you hurry about? You better cool it off before you burn it out. Got so much to do and only so many hours in a day. Hey, you know that when the truth is told, you'll get what you want, or you can just get old. You're gonna kick off before you even get halfway through. Ooh, when will you realize Vienna waits for you? Slow down, you're doing fine. You can't be everything you want to be before your time, although it's so romantic on the borderline tonight. Tonight. yourself. You forgot what you need, though you can see when you're wrong. You can't always see when you're right. You're right. Got your passion, you got your pride, but don't you know that only fools are satisfied? Dream on, don't imagine they'll all come true. Ooh, when will you realize the end awaits for you? Slow down, you crazy child. Take the phone off the hook, disappear for a while. It's alright, you can afford to lose a day or two. Ooh, when will you realize the end awaits for you? You know when the truth is told, you can get what you want, or you can just get old. You're gonna kick off before you even get halfway through. Ooh, when will you realize the end awaits for you? Why don't you realize the end awaits for you? That was pretty weak, T. For you. That was terrible. This is what I'm saying. That's where I'm a little dehydrated. I'm going to put a little more air and oomph. For you, I can live with that. I love that song. All right, now this is an unusual request from me. I don't think I'd ever heard anything by this band, because I kind of quit listening to the radio in the 90s. I stuck with it till about 1992, and then that's when the music industry made a full break with the 80s, which it's supposed to happen. I used to be kind of bitter about that. Now I've learned to adjust. I've learned to accept it. It only took me 35 years. To be okay with the music industry moving on to new sounds. But there's a lot of great music from the 90s. I just didn't hear it at the time because I got a job at a record store and started buying an unbelievable collection of first cassettes and then CDs with my employees' discount, and all of the music that I was listening to was either something that I was playing in the tape deck or the CD deck of my car, or in my room at home on either a Walkman, a Discman, or the little stereo thing that I had. So I had no idea what was going on in the popular culture because I simply had already found the sound that was going to define my career, and I was obsessed with it. But I am glad every once in a while when I get a request like this because it introduces me to something that I wouldn't have known otherwise. This is by a band called Incubus, and this is from my friend Dorothy again. I had worked on this to do on Sunday, but was a little preoccupied being sick. So, anyway, let's see how I do with this. see you when I wake up is a gift I didn't think could be real. To know that you feel the same as I do is a threefold utopian dream. You do something to me that I can't explain. So would I be out of line if I said I miss you? I see your picture, I smell your skin on the empty pillow next to mine. You have only been gone 10 days, but already I'm wasting away. I know I'll see you again, whether far or soon. But I need you to know that I care, and I miss you. All right. Just a short little thing, but pretty. I liked it. Okay. What do we have coming up next? This is a point of personal privilege. I mentioned I was giving some love to the Bridge album tonight. So The Bridge is an album that's already underrated and underappreciated in my view. This song, I think, is especially underappreciated and sometimes dumped on by Billy Joel fans, and I think they all just need to shut up because I think it's a pretty cool song. The thing is, it was co-written by Cyndi Lauper. She helped write the lyrics, and then she sang some backing vocals. And the thing is, that really dates the song because Cyndi Lauper's voice is so tethered to the 80s. You know, like she was awesome. I loved Cyndi Lauper. But she was very much of her time, and then her time passed, right? And Billy was more like a chameleon who was kind of evergreen and worked in a bunch of different eras. And by putting her voice on that, it really stuck that song in 1986. And I'm like, well, who cares? It was from 1986. So I think it's a fun song. It's called Code of Silence, and I'm just going to do it. And for those of you who know it, I think secretly you've been liking it your whole life anyway, and I'm giving you permission to like it openly. For those of you who don't know it, I think you'll like the groove. Here we go. Everybody's got a million questions. Everybody wants to know the score. But you went through is something you should be over now. Everybody wants to hear the secrets that you never told a soul before. It's not that strange, cause it wouldn't change what happened anyhow. But you swore to yourself a long time ago, there's some things that people never needed to know. This is one that you keep, you bury so deep, no one can tear it out. And you can't talk about it, cause you're following a code of silence. You're never gonna lose the anger, you just deal with it a different way. And you can't talk about it, and isn't that a kind of madness, to be living by a code of silence when you really got a lot to say? You don't want to lose a friendship, there's nothing that you got to hide. A little dirt couldn't hurt no one anyway. Still got a rage inside you that you carry with a certain pride, the only part of the broken heart that you could ever save. But you've been through it once, you know how it ends. You don't see the point in going through it again. This ain't the place and this ain't the time, neither's any other day. So you can't talk about it, cause you're following a code of silence. You're never gonna lose the anger, you'll just deal with it a different way. And you can't talk about it, and isn't that a kind of madness, to be living by a code of silence when you really got a lot to say? I know you well enough to tell you got your reasons. That's not the kind of code you're inclined to break. This ain't, some things unknown are best left alone forever. And if the vow is what it takes, haven't you paid for your mistakes? After the moment passes, the impulse disappears. Still hold back, cause you don't crack very easily. It's a time on a resolution, cause the danger is always near. It's with you now, but that ain't how it was supposed to be. It's hard to believe after all these years, it still gives you pain and it still brings tears. You feel like a fool, in spite of your rules, you got a memory. But you can't talk about it, cause you're following a code of silence. You're never gonna lose the anger, you'll just deal with it a different way. But you can't talk about it, and isn't that a kind of madness, to be living by a code of silence when you really got a lot to say? All right, well, thank you for indulging me. Been wanting to play that. Okay,
Where am I here in the day's events? Something I have to check to see if I even can do this one, because I know I don't remember the words to it. I certainly should have the words to it, but I don't. Somehow I do not seem to have them on my computer, which is very embarrassing. Well, I'm going to have to take a crack at it anyway. I may screw the words up to this one because, let me see, maybe they're online. This is one of my own songs, okay, which is why I really have no clue what the words are. I have some clue. I have some clue what they are. Eh. Someone has them. I have them on my other computer. I just, for some reason, my sync isn't working. It should, anything that I do on that one should be showing up on this one. So I'm going to have to check into that. Bunch of nonsense. Okay, that ended up not having them. I'd really like to do this one well because I wanted to do this for my parents. Anyway, so I'm going to try it either way, but I just thought I'd get lucky and the words would actually be somewhere. They used to be. Then Google removed independent artists' lyrics from their searches one day. It's very much a disappointment. Oh, hell. Well, I can find it and play it on a streaming service at least. All right, guys. This is one of those times where I'm just going to let go and let God a little bit. So I told you about the little evening concerts I would do for my folk, or it wasn't really doing a concert for my folks. It's just that I was down usually playing the same song over and over and over for about 3 hours. But they apparently enjoyed it and let it go on. And it taught me everything that I know how to do today. Literally everything that I know how to do today is because of that. And I wrote a song about that in 2016 and made it the title track to an album I released that year. It's called Beat Up Old Piano, and it sounds like it's about me, but it's really about us, because There would have been no piano lessons. There would have been no piano to play on. And there would have been no development of the piano skill had it not been for the support, the encouragement, and the patience, and the financing, and everything else that came from Dick and Carol Lungrin. And so what you are seeing right here, to the extent that you enjoy it, I played a role, but it absolutely has their DNA all over it as well, and they should take a share of it. And so I, as another little token of my love and appreciation for them as they celebrate 54 years, I just want to play this for them as a reminder of some very special memories we have together and what they allowed for me to be able to do. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
The basement of my parents' house, against the rec room wall, stood an old upright piano, dark brown and 5 feet tall. The wood was scratched, the keys were chipped, and it was old as sin. Who knew that old piano would one day be my best friend? My mom made me take lessons when I started 2nd grade. First I wasn't happy with the progress I had made. 5 years later I looked up and I sounded like a band, and that beat up old piano turned into my best friend. That beat up old piano gave me, that beat up old piano helped me learn where I belong. Damn it, this is what I was afraid was going to happen. I never get these right when I don't have the words in front of me. My bad. That beat up old piano taught me everything I know, showed me who I am and what to do and where to go, helped me make my journey from a boy into a man. That beat up old piano, it's still my best friend. By the time I got to high school, I was getting paid to play. I couldn't take my basement friend to help me earn my way, so I bought myself a keyboard, played all across the land. But I'd come home and play my old piano once again. That beat up old piano helped me learn where I belong. I found a purpose for my life in playing all these songs. It helped me make my journey from a boy into a man. Played up old piano, it's still my best friend. Yep. Here tonight on stage in front of thousands of my fans. And you know what? That's not even that much of an exaggeration, because by the time this gets the replays that it'll get, it'll hit well over 1,000 unique viewers. That's cool. Playing all my shows now on a custom Steinway Grand. You know what? That's not so much of a stretch either, because I'm playing on a really nice digital piano, and that's definitely the grade of piano they would have done the sampling from. But I still feel that old upright in my heart and in my hand. That beat up old piano she's still my best friend. That beat up old piano made me who I am today. It taught me how to write my songs and sing them while I play. I don't have her anymore, but she's with me till the end. That beat up old piano, she's still my best friend. God bless my beat up old piano. 'Cause she's still my best friend. Yeah. I made it kind of a hokey country rock thing on purpose because it was kind of resembled like a honky-tonk piano in a way. Great memories. I beat that poor thing to within an inch of its life. Oh my goodness. All right, I can't believe it. We're at 6 o'clock already, but I'm going to go one or two more songs because I'm seriously there. The whole time I was lying in the emergency room 2 days ago, all I could think about, I mean literally all I could think about was, I wonder how long it's going to take me to recover enough to be able to do this again. So to be able to be doing it again in 2 days, when literally 2 days ago I couldn't hold my head up and couldn't hold my body up to sit upright, I feel pretty lucky. So this is a request going out for Gilherm. I'm probably saying that wrong. I apologize. But yes, we can do Empty Sky. Not Empty Sky, Empty Garden. Empty Sky was Elton's first album. Empty Garden is his beautiful tribute to John Lennon after John was gunned down by the jerk of all jerks. And I won't tell the whole story because it's kind of long and laborious, but many don't realize John's last ever public appearance on a concert stage was with Elton and his band in 1974 on Thanksgiving night at Madison Square Garden. Then John reconnected after a period of estrangement with Yoko Ono that night, and they fell back in love, and then they had Sean. They made Elton Sean Lennon's godfather, and John went into a period of semi-retirement and just was kind of a stay-at-home dad and raised his kid and kind of tried to do a season of life he hadn't done before. And so we never got a chance to see John stand on a concert stage with holding a guitar in front of a microphone again after that night. And so this obviously is just a general tribute that Bernie Taupin put down in words for John, but part of the reference that he's making when he says empty garden is
there will always be an empty spot in Madison Square Garden that belongs to John Lennon.
What happened is the New York sunset disappeared. I found an empty garden among the flagstones there. Who lived here must have been a gardener that cared a lot, weeded out the tears and grew a good crop. Now it all looks strange. It's funny how one insect can damage so much grain. What's it for? This little empty garden by the brownstone door, and in the cracks along the sidewalk, nothing grows no more. Who lived there must have been a gardener that cared a lot, who weeded out the tears and grew a good crop. We are so amazed, we're crippled and we're dazed. A gardener like that one, no one can replace. I've been knocking, but no one answers. And I've been knocking most all the day. Oh, I've been calling. Hey, hey, Johnny, can't you come out to play? Through their tears, some say mom is best in younger years, but he'd have said that roots grew stronger if only he could hear. Who lived there must have been a gardener that cared a lot, who weeded out the tears and grew a good crop. And now we pray for rain, and with every drop that falls, we hear your name. Well, I've been knocking, but no one answered. And I've been knocking most of the day. Oh, I've been calling. Oh, hey, Johnny, can't you come out to play? And I've been knocking, yeah, but no one answers. I've been knocking most all the day. Oh, and I've been calling. Whoa, hey, Johnny, can't you come out? Can't you come out to play? Johnny, can't you come out to play in your empty garden? Johnny, Johnny, can't you come out to play in your empty garden? Johnny, can't you come out to play in your empty garden? Oh, whoa, Johnny, can't you come out to play in your empty garden? Johnny, can't you come out to play in your empty garden? Johnny, can't you come out to play your empty garden? Oh, Johnny, can't you come out to play in your empty garden? Johnny, can't you come out to play in your empty garden? Johnny, can't you come out to play in your empty garden? All right, I'm going to close tonight with a request again that I was given in advance of New Year's Eve. Didn't get a chance to play last night. But it still feels relevant enough. This is Billy Joel from the River of Dreams album. I haven't done this one in a spell, so I might make a few mistakes. But I think this is a very soulful piece of work here. No staccato notes there. Okay, here we go. In the beginning, there was the cold and the night, prophets and angels gave us the fire and the light. Man was triumphant, armed with the faith and the will that even the darkest ages couldn't kill. Too many kingdoms, too many flags on the field, so many battles, so many wounds to be healed. true love perseveres. It's been a long time, and now I'm with you after 2,000 years. Now, let me see. Sorry about that. This is our moment here at the crossroads of a time. We hope our children carry our dreams down the line. They are the vintage. What kind of life will they live? Is this a curse or a blessing that we give? Sometimes I wonder, why are we so without compassion? There can be no end to hate, no end to sorrow, caused by the same endless fears. Why can't we learn from all we've been through after 2,000 years? There will be miracles after the last war's won. Science and poetry will rule in the new world to come. Prophets and angels gave us the power to see. What an amazing future there will be. And in the evening, after the fire and the light, one thing is certain: turn back the nights. Time is relentless, and as the past disappears, we're on the verge of all things new. We are 2,000 years.
Well, if I ever had a point to make, I don't think I could say it any better than that, so I'll just let the song speak for itself. All right, guys, I probably should get out of here. I feel like I could go for another 2 hours, but I think it would be unwise to push myself that far, that fast right now. So I'm going to let that be enough for tonight. But thank you for being here. This is my favorite thing to do. And the fact that I get to do it for someone really matters to me. And you guys deliver like Domino's Pizza every time you show up. So thank you very, very much. I hope that you had a good New Year's Eve. I hope you had a good Christmas. I hope you had a good Hanukkah. I just hope you had a good wrap up to 2024 and that you're looking forward to a very healthy and prosperous 2025. If you are a musician, I hope that you will always remember that if you're not having fun when you're making music, you're doing it wrong. And for everybody, give as much love as you can to as many people as you can, as often as you can, because none of us knows when this ride comes to an end. Not one of us. So let's not be having any regrets, all right? Leave it all on the field. I love you all. I'll see you on Sunday. We're just going to get back on our regular schedule. Take her easy.